Hello friends, welcome to History and Mythology. In today's video, we are going to see 5 out of the place objects which is not at all explainable, why they exist and how their existence is possible with reference to the human history. The history and evolution of human race which we know in which these artifacts doesn't fit. If you like our video, then please consider subscribing to our channel. While drilling the coal coking spectrum named J3 Sukhodolsky at a depth of 900 meters from the surface, workers were surprised to find what appears to be the imprint of a wheel above them in the stand-alone roof of the tunnel that they had just excavated. This Carboniferous rock, aged between 360 to 300 million years ago, suggesting a possible age of the imprint at around 300 million years old. This would mean that an actual wheel became stuck millions of years ago and dissolved over time due to a process and now visible with remains fossil. How do you explain the discovery in Russia of a piece of a gear shift, a common machine part, embedded into a hunk of 300 million year old coal? The carefully shaped ceramic, metallic shaft and copper components hint at some form of electrical instrument. The closest modern apparatus that researchers have been able to equate it with is a spark plug. The Kozo artifact is an object claimed by its discoverer to be a spark plug encased in a lump of hard clay or rock which were encased in a 500,000-year-old geode. A spark plug encased in a 500,000-year-old geode created a substantial scientific and historical anomaly, as spark plugs were invented in the 19th century. Critics say that the stone matrix containing the artifact is not a geode, but a concretion that can be explained by natural processes that can take place over decades or years. A stone was found of unusual shape on the territory of Kosovo in the area of the Sarplanina mountain ridge in which an electromagnetic coil is built. And the coil of the copper wires is not simply inserted into the cut groove, but it makes up a hole with the stone, as if the stone was melted and then gave it the necessary shape to create a transformer. This stone is not less than 20,000 years old. In addition to the store, the coil with copper wires, the artifact contains an insulator whose composition differs from the surrounding material, and on the other side of the stone there are 4 symmetrically located openings which most likely represent holes for wires and collect energy received from the transformer. Inside a cave found in the Himalayas mountain, an archaeologist and his students discovered a very large cache of 12,000 years old stone disc and several 4 feet tall skeletons. Each stone disc is about 1 foot wide. In the cave, the walls were carved with depiction of the sun, moon and stars, along with several small dots connecting the stars to the sky. Drophoglyphs on the stones are so small that a magnifying glass is required to read them, and several have destroyed over the years. A Beijing professor studied these stones. He was able to translate them, and he found out that the little people were indeed aliens, and they had been haunted to near extinction by the local humans because they were short and ugly. Malta cart ruts, a complex network of tracks carved in the rock in the island of Malta. The age and purpose of the tracks is uncertain. These ancient grooves have puzzled experts for centuries. Some of the strange tracks deliberately plunge off cliffs or continue off land and into the ocean. Who made these enigmatic tracks and why? These clearly man-made ruts are dual channels, parallel grooves test into the limestone bedrock of the islands. Some of the ruts are narrow and deep, squared off as if cut with tools, while others are wide, V-shaped and shallow as if worn away by time and use. Does this indicate different vehicles for different uses? Or does it simply mean the tracks have been weather-worn differently?